So this is my first attempt at a jump cut video. I'm probably going to suck with continuity, but just bear with me here. I felt the need to explain, just in case you haven't noticed, that if I'm talking about somebody on Facebook, it's probably the asshole versions of the somebody. So if I say, Christians, I probably mean asshole Christians that are pushy and probably trying to enforce laws on people or something like that. So when I say vegans, I mean asshole vegans. And you know specifically who I'm talking about. So everybody you mention it is encapsulated in, love from me. But there's a difference between the ones you mentioned and then, the ones that I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure you know what I mean when I say vegans. So I don't know what your vegans are like, but the loud, obnoxious, we hate everybody that's not a vegan crowd, I can find them with ease on the internet almost everywhere I go. It is true that they are not necessarily pushing laws, but they're like 3 to 5% of the population. I've seen their fervor. It feels like standing in front of the Spanish Inquisition. I'm glad that they don't have power, much like the Republicans have the power to push for their anti-abortion laws. I think that's an important distinction, and I'm sure I've pointed out to you before that while I am morally against abortion and consider it, you're killing a human life, but I'm also against giving the state power over our bodies, and I think that's even a graver injustice because, that has a horrible effect on everybody as opposed to a small effect on certain ones here and there. And that kind of leads into the reason of why I brought aborting a dog into this is legally I can abort all of my dog's puppies. There's medicines that you can buy in order to do this, and that's because legally I'm considered to have that same agency that you're talking about when you say that the mother should have the right of her own body. Well, I've got that right over pretty much any animal I own. I can abort their babies. As a matter of fact, a lot of people don't realize this, but in most states, whether it be for protecting native, customs or whatever reason, they got lots of reasons, it's still legal to eat dog meat. So, not that I ever would, but I can cook up and eat on my dogs. I can turn my two boys and girls into breeders and, start eating their puppies, legally speaking. So I think, the abortion point really does, kind of stick. It's all about agency. And the agency that you're wanting to give to this dog and these puppies is the same agency I want to give to the unborn humans. To me, it doesn't matter if it's, puppies or humans. It would be wrong and to end their life early. I would never use this medicine. I would take care of the puppies. But I hope that helps you understand why I would bring something like abortion into this discussion. Hey, sorry I didn't put my teeth in for this. They're broken. They hurt a little bit. So I'm pretty sure you were talking in jest about the whole shouldn't pro-lifers be vegans. And, funny as hell. Just in case there was a little, tongue-in-cheek, you kind of meant it. When I judge a philosophy, I try to judge them from within their own ideas. I'm judging the vegans for being against or being all about reducing suffering with the exception of one animal. All of a sudden, one animal. And I'm pretty sure if we moved them out here, they'd want me to spray for ticks. Pretty sure. They'd probably want me to get that poisonous snake away from them. So, from the pro-lifer, we see different laws for different species, and for good reason. I mean, I'm sure you do too. It's one thing to have dogs about, and it's another thing to have, say, a group of dogs about and feeling like they own everything. Like, I love my boy here. Don't know if you could see him down in the darkness. But he's not a human. and he doesn't get human laws. So that can be looked at as a hypocrisy from the eyes of a vegan. Sure, I understand that, but from my eyes, no, not one bit. I mean, as I said before, I could kill and eat him if I wanted to. Not that I want to, not that I ever would. Even if I was starving, I'd go hunt somebody else's dogs. I kid. But that being said, your typical pro-lifer is probably magnitudes more progressive in how we should treat what we eat compared to just 30 years ago. And I gotta say, for most of them and the ideologies they're stuck in, I'm really glad they came around.